Welcome to another episode of the Your Golf Travel Podcast. Usually we speak about golf holidays, but this time we're going to speak about the season opener, the Masters. Got my colleague here, Dan, who's head of tournaments and events. He's the guy that puts it all together for our patrons. And we're just going to go through what to expect this year, some of our picks, some of our experiences from being there, and obviously how you can be there as well. So Dan, welcome.
Thanks, Dave. Good to talk about the Masters, like you say, season opener. Just a few short weeks away now. Very excited. Lots of communications going out with the customers that are heading there this year. So lots of excitement all around. It's going to be a good one, I think.
Yeah, good stuff. So, we know that Augusta like to hold things up their sleeve as such in terms of golf course. Mm-hmm. We know of one change.
Very small change.
Very small change. We don't know if it's going to be the only one because, as I say, they do like to keep it close to the chest. But just tell us, what is the change?
Well, the change is, like you say, a very small change to the second hole. So the second tee box, they've moved it 10 yards further back. So the hole now plays 585, whereas it 575 before, and slightly to the left. So a bit more of a kind of slingy tee shot required.
I think it's going to bring that bunker more into play, isn't it? The one down the right-hand side. Because they're probably going to have to aim at that and then draw it off of it, or for the few lefties that are there, going to slide one off of the...
Yeah, definitely.
Off of the bunker. I think with two as well, they always go for it, don't they?
Yeah.
There's not very many people that will not go for that one because it plays downhill with a second shot. It always plays shorter. So is it going to impact scoring? Probably not.
I was going to say, I can't see 10 yards making that big a difference, to be honest.
Maybe the positioning,
but a lot of the time down that hole, when you see them hit their tee shots, they do hit that down slope that kind of kicks it left as well, because it cambers from right to left. So maybe they'll lose that. Some of the shorter players might lose that advantage, and therefore...
Yeah, like your Harmons, for example,
he's playing a fade anyway for him.
He plays a fade, doesn't hit it the longest. Is he going to miss out on the shoot that they can all hit it down to?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Maybe.
Well, I'm sure they would have changed something else.
Yeah.
They're always tinkering,
there'll be a surprise.
Yeah, there'll be something.
Yeah.
Now, with the field, we've got Scotty Scheffler, who is burning it up. At time of recording, he's just gone back-to-back weeks, Bay Hill and the players, and then back-to-back with the players. First player in history to do it.
Yeah.
I can't see past him. If he putts well, he wins.
It's very, very difficult to see past Scotty Scheffler. Obviously, you've got Wyndham Clark, who's right up there. Back-to-back second places.
That putt was brutal, wasn't it? Oh
absolutely brutal.
Never seen a golf ball go so far in the hole and not go in.
Yeah, and the way he kind of went, and then, devastating for him. But, he's going to be potentially part of that. I don't know how many times he's played round there, but he's not going to have the advantage of experience.
I think it's his first time.
Has anyone won around Augusta first time? I mean, we spoke about this last year, and you were convinced Aberg was going to be...
Ludwig is going to be up there.
Yeah?
For sure. He is... Well, he's top 10 in the world now. He's only been a pro for 9 months.
Yeah.
He's top 10 in the world. So I don't think you can see past what that means. But, it turns into a putting contest. Whoever puts the best will win. And if Scotty Scheffler's putting well, he leads everything else in terms of scoring averages. So I just can't see past him. It becomes a bit boring, but it's... I don't know.
But was it boring when Tiger was doing it week in, week out?
No, that's true.
It wasn't.
That is true. Is this the nearest we're going to get to another Tiger?
I don't know. We thought that when McIlroy emerged, didn't we? And we thought that about other players since. I like Matt Fitzpatrick. I think he's got a good game for around there. I think he putts very well. He finished with 4 birdies in a row at the Players at the weekend. All long distance putts as well.
4 good birdies.
I like
for a lot of dough.
I like him, and he's got a good record around Augusta. He's obviously never been kind of top 1, 2, or 3, but he's always in and around the top 10, top 20. I think he's got a good game for it, and his putting fits the bill.
I think Augusta is one of those places that is horses for courses, isn't it? Like, it was Charlie Hoffman, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That always ended up being first round leader for like 3 or 4 years. There's definitely a horses for courses thing with Augusta for sure.
Matsuyama always plays well around Augusta National as well.
Which is weird because he's not the best putter.
No. And obviously you've got Rahm, who won last year. He's on the LIV Tour now. Big change. What do you think his chances are?
I think there could be another LIV major winner this year.
Okay. Do you think the Masters is where that will happen?
No.
Yeah.
Sadly not. Obviously, Brooks was up there last year.
Yeah.
And probably should have won. But Rahm was amazing. And he is bullish. The way that the style of play, where he gets around a golf course, hits it long, he putts well.
Yeah.
I think a LIV player will probably win the Open at Troon.
Okay. Yeah.
Is my guess.
Yeah.
And I think that will, we'll probably talk about that in a couple of months' time. But yeah, I don't see a LIV player winning the Masters. I do see a top PGA Tour player winning.
Okay.
It's not. It will be. I think it will be a first-time major winner, but it won't be a first-time winner.
Right. Okay.
Which obviously opens the door quite a lot to quite a few players.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just don't see it being. I don't see it being like a first-time, like a rookie as such.
Yeah.
So sadly, that rules Ludwig out.
Yeah.
But he'll definitely be up there. But I don't see Rahm defending.
Okay.
It's tough to do.
Hard, yeah.
It's so tough to do.
It's a hard ask.
Like, is it only Tiger in recent years that's won back-to-back? Did he win back-to-back? I'm sure he did. He did.
Not in recent years, but
no,
yeah.
but when he was in his
Maybe
prime,
in his
I'm
prime.
sure he did. Was it 03 to 04, 02 to 03?
Yeah, potentially. I don't think anyone else has done it
No.
since. No one springs to mind of having done it.
No, I don't think so.
So what about the whole LIV PGA Tour dynamic? Do you see it being a mix of those kind of top players on each tour at the top? Or do you think one is going to kind of outperform the other?
Absolutely not. You get the best players play the best when they need to.
The cream rises.
And both tours have got some of the best players. So you look at Rahm, Koepka, Smith, DJ.
Yeah.
Patrick Reed has won round there. And then you've got the guys on the PGA Tour that play week in, week out. They're all great players.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a weird one, isn't it? Because they're all mates.
Yeah.
Look at the Ryder Cup with Koepka being a LIV player at the Ryder Cup with obviously all of his teammates. There was no problem there with him.
I think they're past that as well.
Yeah, like they're adults at the end of the day. Being like stroppy about someone leaving the tour to play somewhere else is a bit school groundy.
Yeah.
And it's probably blown out of proportion by the media.
Yeah.
I think there's a good chance that it will be a pretty mixed leaderboard between the two.
Yeah.
Obviously, the DP World Tour isn't quite as strong anymore because the top 10 each year get their PGA Tour cards, so they go over. Someone like Højgaard, for example, he's moved over. His brother sadly hasn't, but he's moved over onto the PGA Tour, doing really well. So you will get that mix of PGA Tour and LIV being up there, 100%. And just for the drama, I would quite like it to be
last two.
Yeah, going down to like a head-to-head, last day, last group, last green.
Yeah.
Greg Norman's there, waiting to celebrate if they let him in.
Like a Koepka McIlroy playoff on I don't think McIlroy will win, but and then obviously there's the bigger kind of wider issue about world ranking points moving forward and how LIV players qualify for the majors, because are we looking at maybe by the time it comes around next year, LIV players, unless they've won a major tournament, are they going to be able to qualify for the majors anymore?
Well, they've given up their quest for world rankings, so it's only going to be those with exemptions. So if we think about the guys that have won the LIV Tour, won a major,
so DeChambeau,
is Bryson probably the furthest away?
Maybe.
Because DJ has got his lifetime exemption to the Masters.
Yeah.
So has Garcia. So has
Koepka.
Patrick Reed. Koepka won last year, so he'll get another 5 years.
Yeah. Cam Smith, the Open.
Cam Smith won in 2021.
22 at St Andrews.
2022.
Yeah.
So he's got until 27.
Yeah.
For the Masters, he's got lifetime with the Open. Yeah, I think they'll struggle.
They've got to sort it out.
They'll have to do something with the Asian Tour, and Rahm has punched his ticket for life with the Masters by winning it, and I don't think Rahm would have moved if there wasn't something in the pipeline.
Yeah.
Because he kept on saying $300 million isn't going to make a difference to my life.
Yeah.
So it can't all just be money. There must have been a conversation where he's got these reassurances that it will change. Otherwise, I don't see him going because he won't be able to play in the Ryder Cup.
I think it has to. Ultimately, it has to. As fans of the game, you want to see the best play in the best tournaments, and whether that's the majors or even the the biggest LIV tournaments. If there's some kind of crossover that can be worked out, and obviously there's a partnership that was announced that is taking forever to kind of get anywhere
with the PIF.
Exactly. So I think like you say, there is something happening.
It's got to be.
But when we find out, that could be this year, it could be next year. So we shall see. Anyway, back to the Masters. So obviously we've got over 400 people heading there this year, clients of both Your Golf Travel and our sister company Premier Golf in the US. A lot of them are going to want to know, when I go to Augusta National, where should I go? Where should I head? Where should I put my chair? Obviously the famous chair rule at Augusta National, you put it down wherever you like, and at any time you can go and sit there, whether anyone's sitting in your chair or not. Where's your suggestion?
I would always go 12. Always. I remember the first time I went, I got to see Tiger hit into 12. And I think if you can plot up there and just watch all the groups go by, you've got a mini store in the stand.
Yeah, off the back. Yeah.
If you need a hat, for example, or if you've lost something.
Sun cream.
Yeah, stuff like that. There's a little store there, there's a concession stand, there's a toilet. It's like you could be there for the day. And it is such a great spot. And you get 11 green, 12 tee, obviously the whole of the 12th, and then 13 tee just over the back of 12.
If you get it right, you can see the tee shots land and the shots in as well, can't you?
Yeah, and there's a grandstand there as well. So, even if you don't want to have to take a chair, you can get in the grandstand.
Yeah.
And fortunately enough, I've been able to get in the grandstand both times I've been down there. So it's not like it's overrun.
Yeah.
Which is one of the great things about the Masters. It never seems like that busy.
I think especially around Amen Corner, like I remember the first time I walked down there as well, like goosebumps on your arms.
Yeah, it's amazing.
But you tend to be following a group. So I think there's a lot of through traffic through that.
Yeah.
So you get the people that stay there for the day, but then the rest, you don't kind of get anyone milling around. No. They're there to watch the group that they're watching through that part of the course because it's
so exciting, isn't it? There's so much that can happen. Water's in play on all 3 holes. It's in play twice on 13 with the creek that runs all the way up and round the green. So there's always going to be a bit of drama. Another good spot, actually, we sat there, is the tee box on 14 because you can see the second shots on 13, if they're going for the green or if they lay up, you've got the pitch. And then you've got the uphill tee shot on 14, so that's quite a good spot as well.
And just across from that as well, you've got the second shots for 15.
Yeah,
so
just the other side. You can get down to 16 as well, yeah. One thing about Augusta National is there's so many good places to plot up, and it's difficult to really pick like the best place. But I would definitely say for me it's 12.
Yeah,
and you're also from there. You're not a million miles away from like the clubhouse.
Yeah,
you don't have to go too far to get back. That's again another good thing about the design is you're never that far away from sort of anywhere.
Yeah,
what would yours be?
I think. I've got a few that I like. I've got good memories of sitting at the back of 14. I think one of my favourite viewing spots is the 10th. I just don't think you can get the severity of that slope from the telly. It's to put your words out there, it's like a ski slope.
Yeah.
It slings from right to left. You can be up behind the 10th tee and you have no idea where it's finishing.
No, absolutely not.
And then
and the players don't either.
No, it's guesswork. But I love that hole. I think the shot into the green is pretty challenging as well. But I did get lucky enough to watch the skipping at 16 with the players. And if you've got a practice day ticket, I definitely recommend going to watch that because it's good fun.
There's always a hole in one as well on the practice day.
Always
hole in one.
And it's just good fun. You see a remarkable hole with loads of history, like Tiger chipping in from the back. And it just looks so much different in real life, in my opinion. But watching them have fun, seeing the little turtles crawling up the front edge,
sunbathing,
missing the balls as they come flying past them. I've got a soft spot for that.
Yeah, 16's cool. 16's also good because you're quite close to the South Store as well.
Yeah.
And the South entrance.
Yeah. It's a good spot.
Yeah, nice.
So, I think finally the last thing to speak about, being at the Masters, the only place officially that you can get merchandise.
Yep.
I know that you've lost your mind in there before. So I think it's only fair.
In 2022, I did black out and just walked out with loads of bags. Not much memory of it.
It's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a joke.
It's incredible. I think the statistics are something like 80 million in sales across the week, which, when you work out that based on the hours that the shop is open, it's turning over an insane amount of money.
It is crazy.
But more than that, there's something new every year.
Yeah.
It's,
there's There's
collector's
always like
items.
little limited edition stuff, like even if the packs of ball markers or the obviously the yearly dated ball marker, things like that, and pin flags. They always date them.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what they've got this year.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll be able to spend 15-20 minutes in there and walk out with far too many bags, but it's something that everyone has to do, isn't it? And it's one of those things I always say to people: if you see something, just buy it. If you want it, just buy it.
Yeah.
You may never go back.
Absolutely.
That particular product might not be available if you would say, "Oh, actually, I'm going to go next year."
Yeah.
It might not be available, so
Definitely.
just get it. It's always my advice.
Yeah.
Worry about how much it costs later.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I think one of it's everywhere I go, I tend to pick up like a coffee mug.
Yeah.
They just tend
use
to
it
be
every day.
the best mugs. Like, they use them at home all the time, and they're great. But I think, be prepared if you go to the Masters, if you go to go to Augusta National in the store, just be prepared, like you say, to just let yourself have a moment.
Yeah.
If you want it, buy it. Like 100%. You say, you might not go back again.
Yeah. I recommend it to everyone. Just don't worry about it.
Yeah. So, tips for this year: we find it difficult to look past Scotty Scheffler.
Yep, 100%.
And it could be anyone's game after that, really.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who's been in like decent form this year, and it's only really Scheffler, isn't it?
Like I said, Wyndham Clark, but it's his first time around there.
Yeah, I'm sure it is, because I saw an interview with him the other day that he said he would only ever play it once he'd qualified for the event, and he went and played it recently with his dad and his brother.
Okay.
So I'm fairly confident that this is his first one.
First time. Okay. The Masters 2024.
Well, and obviously being there next year with Your Golf Travel.
Yeah.
Our packages are now out.
They are.
Some amazing packages.
Yeah.
Varied length of stays. We can tailor it all to exactly what you want. We can send you off somewhere fancy like Kiowa Island afterwards, or into North Carolina and Pinehurst. All of these things are completely possible. And that's what we like to do. We like to make sure that people have a brilliant time and book the trip that they want.
Yeah.
But we've got all of our packages available. The link will be in the description.
And as well, we can do bespoke packages. If it's not on the website, doesn't mean we don't do it.
No, absolutely.
Brilliant.
Good stuff. Well, yeah, only a couple of weeks away until they all take a little trip
Exciting.
down Magnolia Lane.
Yeah.
But thanks for listening, and we'll see you all soon.